What is up, guys? So I'm going to show you guys two different, sets of information today. The first is going to be about Nightwing corner stuff. More, I know, but this is basically my go-to Nightwing corner resets. And I've known about these for a while, and I thought I made a video right when I found them, but it turns out I didn't. So I'm just going to cover some of my options out of them and basically show you guys what to do. And then the second thing is some really janky Green Lantern tech. It makes no sense. I don't think it's very practical at all. But it looks incredibly cool, and it exploits, the game engine's pocket in the corner. And if you guys don't know what I mean, I'll show you guys. So the first thing, let's get to the real important stuff, which is the Nightwing tech. And basically, anytime you land an Eskrima Fury in the corner, Nightwing can choose which side of his opponent he ends up on, and you can get a lot of really interesting resets from it. So basically, if you do a delayed back two like that, you can make it whiff and end up behind your opponent. You can also actually hit the back two and end up behind your opponent. I messed it up right there. It has to be a little earlier than normal, and it looks like that. Now, the interesting part about each of these is that if you actually hit the back two, your opponent will stand up faster, meaning the reset's going to come a little quicker. But if you don't hit your opponent and you whiff, you can go for more drawn-out mix-ups. So you can do something like this. And then you neutral jump and do your flip kick setups into whatever you want. And if you want to get even trickier, you can hop the corpse again and do something like that. So, there's multiple setups to be had. You can also stay in front of your opponent if you want by just doing an early back two like that. So the mix-up can get really confusing. Your opponent doesn't know what side you're going to end up. So if you whiff that back two and stay in front, you can do something like that, cross your opponent up back into the corner, or you can jump over them and do that. And even if you cross your opponent up out of the corner, you can just put them back in the corner. Whoops. Just like that, and you can do the back two setup again. So you can go for the same thing out of the same reset. They just lead back into each other like that. Now, the interesting part about this back two reset is that even if your opponent's seen it before, there's so many variations you can go for that it's incredibly confusing. And what I mean by that is you can start doing stuff like hold on. Stuff like that when your opponent has seen the initial setup, and it gets really hard to block. What you saw there was when I hit the back two, I auto-corrected my ground spark cancel to do that, and your opponent is probably not going to be able to block that. It's really, really weird to look at, and it's really, really effective. And this is all just anytime you land an Eskrima Fury hit, you can do this setup. It doesn't matter what you get it off of. You can cross your opponent up into the corner off of it, and that's how it works. So it's really, really useful tech. It's my go-to stuff in the corner, and the resets you can get off of this are almost limitless. So this is, pretty much it. And a lot of people were asking me when I was streaming, like, what was that corner thing that you did? How did you cross them up? So there it is. I wanted to keep that as brief as possible. I don't want to cover every option, but that's my go-to. Now, for the weird-looking stuff, let me become Green Lantern. Okay, so here's pretty much the basis of the setup. I can't wait to look at this. What is that? That was a jump back that pulled me out of the corner. And I don't know exactly why, but this game has this funny pocket that pretty much prevents you from doing anything once you do that. I think it has to do with the jump missile changing where your actual hitbox is on screen. I'm not sure, but it's very strange looking. I'll show you guys what the neutral jump looks like. So his body pretty much stays in the same part. Now this time I'll jump forward out of the corner, and I'll show you guys what that does. It gets me stuck. I can't jump out of the corner. It physically won't let me. There's a wall in front of me. So if I do something strange like that, I had to auto-correct my turbine to go the other way. I have no idea what makes this game do this, but it's really strange, and it looks really cool. I didn't even get the turbine that time. I don't even know if the game recognized what side I was on, or if it just decided I was on the other side. Let me try neutral jumping in a turbine. Okay, so apparently I was going the other way that time. I don't know. This setup is really weird, and I don't know why I jumped over into Rocket, but yeah. It's real. Can you actually cross your opponent up with Turbine in the corner? No? Okay. So that explains that. Let me try one more thing. Huh. Okay, well, I wanted to see if I could do it with Turbine too, but I guess not. So yeah, that's pretty much the basis of that. I mean, it's incredibly situational and probably will never happen in a real match, but at least it looks cool, right? So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and the actual useful tech that I showed before that nonsense. But yeah, see you guys again soon.